Mark Zuckerberg recently announced that by 2026, everything in Meta ads will be automated. And this would mean an advertiser will have to just add his card, daily budget, give his website, and that's it. Everything else will be handled by Meta ads. Let's be honest, it's a very strange time to be a performance marketer. All the skills are getting obsolete one by one. Tools just take few seconds to do what used to take performance marketers hours and hours. And here is what I have realized and say my plan of action to get along with this chaos. Before that, if you're new here, my name is Owais Ahmed and I have seen a lot of such drifts in this performance marketing industry in last 11 years and I'm still here. So number one, your edge is thinking, not tools. For an example, I recently did a video on incrementality testing, which is very, very important. And watching that 10-minute video will make you understand what incrementality testing is and how to use it. But what exactly to test for a particular business is what will set you apart. Executing incrementality tests is super easy with different tools or these ad platforms which have heavy AI integrations. But what these tools cannot do is to answer what exactly are we testing for a particular business? What defines success? What will get reported? And that only us performance marketers can answer. This leads us to our second point, which is execution is not going away, but changing shape. Now, a few years ago, execution speed was most important. If you are an agency, the client will ask you, how soon can you launch a campaign for us? All these crazy AI developments, what's becoming important is what are we executing? As performance marketers, the most important thing is understanding the marketing problem of a particular business. And that's the only thing that these tools are not able to do. They can do everything as far as you can feed this thing in them. For an example, I recently worked with a kitchenware brand, a decent brand, and most of their sales come from retail store chains, online marketplaces like Amazon, Noon, etc. And the challenges they are facing is these platforms are ripping them off, taking like on an average 35% commissions on their sales. So what they want to do is they want to move all their online sales to their own website. Now, the only thing as brand owners, what they can do is they can pass on some of these commissions which they pay to Amazon and other marketplaces and pass half of it to the audience. So give at a cheaper price, which will bring them a lot of audience. But what their online partners are saying is you cannot list your products cheaper on your own website, then we will have to delist your products. And the solution which we came up with is actually working is using email automation as our hero channel. What it means is they already have customers and registrations on their website, so they own email data, and all the paid media stuff will be basically focusing getting new followers on their email list. And then we list the products on the same prices, but we pass on these discounts, these subscribers via coupons sent via email. These are the type of problems you have to understand in terms of business, and as marketers give them a marketing solution to this. Now that we are talking about email automation, I want to take a minute and highly recommend one of my favorite email automation tools, which is Omnisend. Whether you are starting in email automation or you want to migrate to a better platform to see what all email automation can do, I highly recommend Omnisend to you, as I do with all my clients. Advertisers who use Omnisend make an average ROAS of 68x, and thanks to the tons of automations and templates which are ready to use within the platform. Omnisend connects all the major e-commerce platforms with a single click. And if you want to migrate to Omnisend, they have 24/7 live support available to make this migration process a breeze. And if you qualify for Customer Success Manager, personal onboarding and dedicated migration support are also available. And when you sign up with Omnisend, you get access to helpful blogs, webinars, and recorded sessions to make you an expert in email marketing and automation. You get free marketing playbook showcasing strategies and case studies which you can copy and customize. And I want to say a big thank you to Omnisend to sponsor this video and make these videos possible. And they have provided a very amazing offer for my audience. If you sign up with the link in the description below, you get a complete free trial until you have 250 customers. And also, if you subscribe to any paid plans, you get 30% discount for first 3 months. And this leads us to our next point, which is systems thinking is your career insurance. As far as I understand, any performance marketer who will be able to do some meaningful work in the near future should have at least 3 qualities. Number 1, they should be data aware and not just data driven. The second one is you should be able to think cross-functionally. It shouldn't just be media buying. You should be able to understand media, creative, and the product or offer. Gone are the days when you just focus on media buying. A performance marketer, the first thing he has to understand is product and the offer, or suggest offer that will work before you go live with whatever the sales team comes to you with. The third quality you should have is you should be able to visualize as a story how the ad, landing page, data collection in CRM, and engagement and retargeting strategies will fit together in one particular strategy. In short, if you're able to zoom out and see how media, creative, and measurement connect to each other, you already are ahead of most of the people. This leads us to our next point. Creative is the new growth lever. Automation has absorbed everything: campaign structure, audience targeting, audience strategy, placement selection, and everything in between. These smart ad platforms and smart campaigns and AI campaigns are great. But what they did is they have flattened out the advantages you get with media buying skills. And the creative is the only variable that determines the performance, and that is still within our control. With my experience, the only thing that the AI tools are not able to do as good as experienced performance marketers is to understand the emotional triggers, consumer behavior of their audience, of the particular brand or client they're working with. To give you an idea, we were brainstorming a creative for promoting our programmatic ads course. And some of the people were using AI tools to come up with copy. And most of them came around the same thing, which is the product USPs or the price offers. But we went back and said, let's talk about marketing 101. What should we do? And we kind of got inspired from Nike, Apple, how they advertise, not about their product, but what their product does to their audience. And we came up with the copy. Only 1% performance marketers know programmatic advertising, because this is the pain point of our audience. Everyone in this saturated market wants to get upskilled, and this creative is generating 10x ROAS for us. And this leads us to our next point, which is platform expertise is a commodity. Become a strategic operator. To be honest with you, anyone can learn Meta ads, Google ads, TikTok ads with just a 10-hour course. They'll be experts in everything what Meta ads has to offer. But as performance marketers, you also now have to become kind of business analysts. And with this business analysis and marketing knowledge, you can understand how you can use these ad platforms to move business levers. The easiest way to put this is tools are like assistants now. Thinking is like leadership. So marketers who come up with original thinking will still be needed for a while. You should be able to know which tool to use at which touch point in the customer journey, and use these tools to kind of create a marketing funnel and decide on what creative to put at which stage and which ad platform. For an example, when I do consulting with e-commerce brands and when I mention cost per first purchase or first purchase value, most of them are looking to me like they never heard this before. And in certain businesses, it doesn't make sense to judge a campaign on cost per first purchase, because the website nature or the business nature is such that their average customer lifetime value is 10 times the first purchase value. This leads us to our next point. Measurement needs strategy and not just tools. Only thing I have seen in my 11 years of career becoming worse is attribution. If you compare the attribution we have now to, let's say, 2017 or 2018, we live in stone ages. Attribution in 2025 is messy and chaos. And no matter what tools you use, if you don't have a strategy for your attribution and tracking, it's going to be a mess. In short, you're still playing in blind if you just rely on platform metrics. You basically need to use different KPIs to triangulate the truth of attribution. And the coincidence is, this week I was interviewing for one of my clients, and I interviewed some smart performance marketers, and most of them had no clue when I asked them a simple question. How do you ensure that your search campaigns are not being over attributed when you are running search, Meta, as well as TikTok? And this gave me an idea that how much undervalued this skill is while being so much important. And this leads us to our last point, which is AI can optimize, but only humans can experiment. In 2025, I have seen An automated campaign, a simple structure with one ad set targeting broad audiences, in most cases will outperform a complicated campaign structure using tailored audience strategy. If you use automated features for your bidding, targeting strategy, campaign structure, budget allocation, AI will optimize better than us humans. But the problem with optimization is when you optimize something, you assume that the broader direction we have taken so far is the right direction. But on the other hand, experimentation is what uncovers better direction. So create an experimental mindset, because that is something missing in these AI-driven ad platforms right now. Grow broader with your experiments. Go bolder. Challenge the norms and what has been tested before, what has been working before. And let AI execute these experiments and tests for you and validate your hypothesis faster and automatically. Now, by all this, you might say, oh, wait, this is all fine, but execution-wise, practically, what do we do? If you have this question in mind, I highly recommend to check out our AI marketing course, and I'm sure you'll love the curriculum and the first free to preview lessons. Just go through them, they're free to watch, and see what AI tools can do for us performance marketers in 2025. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.